Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Balrampur Chini Mills Limited earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Karl Kola from CDR India. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Neerav. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Balrampur Chini Mills Q2 and H1 FY22 results conference call. Today we have with us Mr. Vivek Saraogi, Managing Director of Balrampur Chini Mills, and Mr. Pramod Patwari, Chief Financial Officer of the company. We would now like to begin the call with brief opening remarks from the management, following which we will have the forum open for discussion. Before we begin, I would like to point out that some statements made in today's call may be forward-looking in nature, and a disclaimer to this effect has been included in the results presentation, which has been shared with you all earlier. I would now like to invite Mr. Saraogi to make his opening remarks. Over to you, Vivek.
Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for joining us on Balrampur's Q2 and H1 22 financial earnings. I hope all of you and your families are keeping safe and are in good health. I will initiate the call with an update on the current developments in the sector, followed by our company's key business highlights for the period under review. According to recent ISMA estimates, sugar production for 21-22, the season which is to begin now, is expected to be around 30.5 million tons, post an expected diversion of about 3.4 million tons for ethanol. In the current season, the country is likely to continue its exports of about 5.5 million tons of surplus sugar on the back of remunerative prices in the international markets. This will help bring down the country's opening inventory of 8.2 million by 2 million tons, ending at hopefully 6.2 million tons. Given this demand-supply scenario and an increase in consumption, local consumption, we are witnessing firm sugar realizations. Moving to the ethanol segment, we are confident that with the appropriate government policy and timely investments by the industry, we are on track to significantly increase 7.8%, which was currently blended in the year, to about 20% in 2025. To achieve 20%, 15 billion litre of capacities would be required. Against that, we anticipate that 8.5 billion litre capacity via sugar, which would get fulfilled by 8.5 billion capacity, 8.5 billion from sugar and 6.5 billion from grain. Overall, it is estimated that the diversion of cane juice and B heavy molasses towards ethanol will reduce sugar production by 5 to 6 million tons every year once full capacities are in place. On the business front, the company reported a steady performance during the period under review, driven by healthy contribution from the distillery segment. The distillery division delivered a healthy top line and operating performance with enhanced volumes and improved realizations. For FY22, we are targeting a sale of 16.5 crore litres from distillery. As you are aware, our capacity will be augmented to 1050 KLPD by November 22. This will more than double our volumes to around saleable 35 crore litres of ethanol. Once established, the distillery segment will become the company's growth engine and should make us one of the leading energy players in India. In the sugar segment, our production and recovery last season was lower due to the pest impact and the weather impact. We hope to improve in the current year, and we are very proactively addressing this issue, and we hope that when our enhanced capacities come in, we should have a significantly higher crushing with better recoveries. Greenfield and brownfield expansion for distillery at Mirzapur, Balrampur are on track. Bulheria is expected to commence production with the expanded capacity of 200 KL from December 21. and both the others, that is Balrampur and Mirzapur, from November 22. Similarly, the progress for the modernization and upgradation of sugar factories, which was unveiled in the last board meeting, is expected to come on stream again in November 22. I'm pleased to share that we concluded our 5th consecutive buyback on 19th October. We bought 59.6 lakh shares from the open market at an average of 361, entailing a total capital outlay of 215 crores approx. And the promoters did not participate in this. To conclude, Balrampur has always aspired for optimal investment in its operations as well as creating shareholder value. We remain dedicated to our 8-year strategy, and we are confident of our ability to create value all across. I will now request Pramod to take you through the financial highlights.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you know, a detailed presentation has already been uploaded on the stock exchanges as well as the company's website and shared with you, wherein all financial performance, including the quantitative data, have been given. So for the benefit of having a larger portion of time at our disposal for Q&A session, we can straight away go ahead with the Q&A session. I would now request the moderator to take it forward accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The first question is from the line of Prateek from Systematics. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the opportunity and congrats on good set of numbers. Sir, if you could just, firstly, share some more details on the condition of the crop in your command area, considering that there has been, incessant rainfall and flooding in those parts. So if you could just share some more details on how the crop condition is as of now, and what sort of yield can we expect going forward as the crushing starts, basically.
Yeah. So in our units being in Eastern UP, the crushing would begin around the 25th. In Central UP, our one plant has started yesterday, and the other would start around the 17th. Having said that, the basic assessment of the crop for our company, we hope to crush higher than last year, definitely. That's our take right now, despite the weather. And this year also, we are hoping to get some extra cane from other factories. So all in all, we are hoping for a better crushing than last year. It's too early. Maybe in the next fall, one can definitely give a figure.
So, but do you expect that the overall cane availability may drop this year from those areas?
No, I just said we are hoping to crush higher cane for our company.
Sure. And sir, on the yields also, this could be better than last year, or how would the yields play out?
It's just too early to comment on recovery.
Okay.
Not. How do you comment on recovery when your factory hasn't started?
Sure, sir. And sir, secondly, any clarity on the ethanol tenders for the upcoming season starting from December, and on the pricing front also, any clarity on that?
So yeah, that's a good question. So we are the cabinet would very soon take up the ethanol pricing, and one is hoping for an increase there.
Okay. But so the tenders are not yet out?
No, the tender is out. The pricing is to come. So this is an every year phenomenon. Nothing to worry. I think it will come within max 2 weeks.
Sure. Thanks a lot, sir. That's it from my side. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sanjay Manial from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Just have one question regarding the overall yields or the recovery rather, not for this season, but specifically if I can ask, in general, whenever there is a change in the crop pattern, means the varieties rather, the way we have come up with the CO0238, say 5-6 years back. So whenever there is this shift from one variety to another variety, is it that we are in that kind of a phase where the recovery probably for 1 or 2 years can hit because of the change, or means the industry wide? I'm trying to ask this.
So I don't see a major change at all. And as far as Balrampur is concerned, we are taking a lot of, we are doing varietal changes for disease protection so that, this disease and all does not impact us. We are already pretty ahead on that curve, and we are hoping that in the years to come, our recovery will improve drastically.
So if I may ask, what proportion of new variety would be there, in currently, and how it will probably progress in next 1 or 2 years, from CO238 to the other newer varieties?
So there is another very good variety we are adopting, that is 118, and some other varieties also on the anvil. So about a 40% change would happen this year.
Okay. Right, sir. And just one thing about the export front. What do you think about the industry export? Because global prices have been a bit volatile, and considering the fact that domestic UP prices are say around 37, do you think that this 5.5 is possible, given a lot of millers sort of not intend to export when the domestic prices are higher?
So I'll answer this in 2 parts. One, we are seeing an improvement in global prices. If India does not participate, the global price, the world market needs Indian sugar, period. So India does not participate, India sells less, the world market moves up. This is our view.
Right.
And therefore, also based on the fact that the time of prices, usually now the price will start dipping. So come December, January, February, price will dip from here. And then there's a yearly phenomenon.
Right.
Up to March and April onward, it starts picking up. So that is the period of production. And that is the period of deficit globally, and that would be the period of export.
Okay. Fine enough, sir. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, sir, and thanks for taking my call. So I had 2 questions. One was already answered before. One is that regarding you mentioned that you'll be purchasing cane from other factories. So this means that other factories are going to forsake their cane for some reason because they give to you. Is the cost of that cane going to be incrementally higher than the cane cost that we are building in right now?
No, good question. So nearby factories is where we are hoping to get some more allotment from in the current year. This is basically based on election. It is going to be a phenomena where people who have dues will lose gain.
Okay, so just incremental freight is what will initially incur?
It won't be very different because it's going to come from close areas only, neighboring factories.
Okay, but you are pretty confident that will come through?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. And secondly, my second question is, why is the ethanol sales volume, of course, it is more in C heavy, so the margins have not been hit. Why is the total ethanol sales volume down on a YOY basis?
Pramod will answer.
You are aware that the cane availability in the season gone by was lower by 15 to 16%. That resulted in lower availability of molasses. So that is the reason.
Right. So we still maintain our targets for the year for the ethanol sales?
Yes.
Yeah, we have given a guidance of around 16.5 crores for the FY22.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Achal Lohade from JM Financial. Please go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. My first question is on the ethanol pricing. You've mentioned that in the past as well as in the presentation that ethanol prices are dependent on the sugar price as well as the cane price. Just wanted to get some more color. When you say sugar price, is that only the MSP or the current prevailing sugar prices as well?
No, so let's put it that cane price determines MSP and that determines the sugar price. All in all, one should expect, that is the brass tacks, that is what I think you should be concerned with, is end of the day, and there is an expected rise, a rise in the price of ethanol, which is to be announced very soon. That is our understanding.
Understood. The second question I had, with respect to the new variety 118, which you were talking about, can we get some more color in terms of, you did say that it helps improve, in terms of the disease protection part. Is there any material improvement in terms of the yield and the recovery rate?
Okay, so I will just introduce my daughter. She's looking after cane now in a big way. So, Avantika, why don't you come and answer the question?
Hi, this is Avantika Saraogi. I'd just like to talk about 118 variety that is being mentioned. So that variety actually was released by the same research center along with 238, but somehow 238 became more popular with the growers. But 118 is as high sugared a variety, if not more, as 238, and it's really sitting very well with the growers now, especially with the disease which had come in, and it's very, very disease resistant. That's the really good thing about it, and it is it's a very strong and hardy cane also. So it's high sugared as well as hardy. So now the growers are really liking it, and they are accepting it as a substitute for 238.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. But is it materially different from 238 in terms of the yield and the recovery rate?
So recovery is at par, if not higher, for 118.
Okay. And what about the yield, sir?
The yield is similar. It's maybe just a touch lesser, but otherwise very similar to 238.
Understood. And you mentioned that it's about 40% of our cane crush in this year will be from 118. Is that I understood right?
No, 40% will not be crushed this year, but I'm saying 40% is in play now. So we are going to have a varietal balance. 238 is not out. It's not gone bad at all fully. So there is action required. We are working with that very closely. 238 for crushing, I think, 20%, 25% this year.
No, still.
Huh? We crush 118, how much this year?
We should crush around 15 to 20.
20% this year and going to 40% next year. Yeah. So the balance, in the final balance, we would want about a 40% 118, which would play out in 22.
Season 22. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. And, in terms of the exports, you did answer that partly. I wanted to check, this 5.5 million tons, do you see a risk to that upward or downward?
See, last year, Pramod, why don't you answer? 7 million plus ho gaya na, last year.
So, Ajay, first of all, this 5.5 is our internal assessment.
Oh.
Government has not come out with any export policy as they did last year. Last year, the policy was announced on 31st of December. In spite of that, industry was able to export more than 7 million tons. And you will recall that 1 million ton went without any subsidy. So there is a reason to believe that this time also exports will happen. And domestic and exports market are different. If we don't do export, then there is no solution for evacuating the surplus sugar which should be in the country. And Brazilian production expectation for upcoming sugar season is also on our side. So we are hopeful that at these prices or maybe slightly better prices, even the UP-based sugar mills would also come forward and export. If required at the relevant point in time, government might also...
Exactly. So basically, government would, in our view, see the market up to December, and if need be, some small subsidy might also come. But all in all, we are hopeful that this much of sugar should go. See, let's understand the basic economics playing out. So if you see consumption, that has really gone up strongly this year. It's gone up in my, I haven't seen it go, sugar product consumption move up 1.2 million. 12 lakh ton consumption. One. Two, global consumption is also reviving post-corona. Three, Brazil will not be able to feed the world. Four, India's ability to continuously feed the world is truncating on a daily basis, on a yearly basis, with more and more diversion to ethanol. Five, any year there should be a bad monsoon in Maharashtra, I don't know what can happen to the price globally. The global market, therefore, in my mind and in our minds, should get to a new level of we should call it a new normal. A new normal in the global market could be above 20 for times to come. That is how we see it. So, India's ability to feed the world will go down as we proceed. Brazil's ability to continuously feed the world with these oil prices also receding. There is a mix also where it won't be max sugar, it might be max ethanol. So keeping all this in mind with revival in consumption, one is not seeing any bearishness on the global front. There might be a price level which is here to last. I don't know what that can be. And our view in the 20s, mid-20s is quite possible. But all this story is not playing out tomorrow morning. So this is a story which will play out and hold. It's here to stay is the view.
Fair point, and this is very helpful, sir. Just one more question, in terms of the strategy, we have, we are expanding the capacity. What I wanted to check is, is there any thought in terms of forward integration into the chemical space? What are your thoughts on the same?
At present, we are sort of going to commission all this. We are continuously looking out at things, but at present, this is what it is.
Fair point. And just last question, sir. In terms of the FY22 and FY23, you talked about, if you can give some clarity in terms of the distillery volume and the power volumes, what could be possible numbers?
FY22 distillery, we are expecting at around 16.5 crores liter. And FY23, we will have 4 months of our expanded capacity available to us. So maybe 23 crores liter is a possibility for next year. As far as power is concerned, FY21 it was around 38 crore. With the increase in number of days for distillation, our incinerator boilers will further improve. I think generation will be higher. Generation as well as exports will be higher than what we did in FY21.
And we continue to sell the surplus bagasse where we don't need to work out, where we don't need to run the power plant. And bagasse prices this year we are hoping will be much, much higher than last year.
And what could be possible reasons for that, sir? Much higher when you say?
Paper prices, pulp prices, global commodity cycle, etc.
Okay. Got it, sir. Thank you so much. I'll come back in the queue.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kaustubh Pawaskar from Sharekhan by BNP Paribas. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Most of my questions have been answered on ethanol. So just one question. You mentioned that the cane prices would determine the MSP for sugar. So in your presentation, you have mentioned that there is a proposal of MSP increase to 33 rupees per kg. So, where it has got and when can we expect the MSP increase?
So just to brief you, this MSP increase, we have also stopped actively following up, because at this point of time it's irrelevant. The sugar price is much higher than what the MSP could go up. So it's that today, in today's scenario, is losing relevance.
Okay. So the realization would continue. Yeah, sorry.
And our credit for ethanol based on that would come. So it's nothing to worry about.
Okay, got your point. And considering the fact that you just gave us the brief about the global consumption and domestic consumption pattern and the inventory, the way you are expecting it to reduce for sugar year 20. So what kind of realizations you are anticipating?
That's a very tough question today. However, we are expecting a much better realization than last year.
Okay, got your point.
Let me tell everybody, you can see the proof of the pudding in the cake which is available in front of you. At this point of time, to be selling at this price, and if we see last year's price, you still have 8.2 million or 8 million stock. Still the price is where it is. This is showing a trend which is strong. This is showing a trend which is here to last. So I would be more happy if the trend plays out on a long term, and which the reasons why I feel confident, I've given you the reasons.
Right, sir. And so one more on the ethanol expansion. Do you expect any further capacity enhancement beyond your current plans?
We budgeted and planned for 35 crore liters as a very large capacity. And now let's see how the again I'll give you one more macro view which will answer sort of and show you why we feel confident and why we want to undertake this program. So if you see Honorable Prime Minister, he is very clear on something called Swachh Bharat. So this plays out in every way. This lowers pollution. This is green fuel. This in itself is improve the octane level of the car. This fuel and his program unveiled up to 2025 shows that the program is irreversible. Hence, the pricing also will be in a manner which incentivizes this mix. To go up to a level of 20% from 8% is not an easy job. It requires a lot of, sort of investment and capacities, which follow a healthy pricing of the product. So how do you bring in people into an industry? You put the pricing as attractive, you put the funding as attractive. I think all the measures have been unveiled by the government very clearly. So if this move is here to stay, the diversion of ethanol level we've told you, India's ability to export will reduce. So we will see a firm sugar price, a well-incentivized ethanol price, and therefore in all your products, we hope to see a very long-lasting, decent trend playing out, including the global tailwind, which I just explained.
Right, sir. So in that context, your margin should consistently improve from the current, levels. Is it the right understanding?
Yeah, it should happen over a period of time.
Yeah. And see, cane crushing is also where we are investing a lot of effort to enhance our cane availability with the right variety. There's a lot of effort going into this. It's a massive program unveiled in the company to be able to get that level of cane.
Got your point, sir. Got your point. Thank you. Thanks for the understanding, sir, and all the best for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Karan Agarwal from Tusk Investments. Please go ahead.
Hello. Thank you for taking my question. Since most of my questions are answered, I have just one left. So could you
Karan, sorry to interrupt you. Your line is not very clear. May I request it?
Yeah. Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for taking my question. Since most of my questions are answered, I have just one left. if you could tell us how many months of inventory do we have left, sugar inventory do we have left at this moment, this year versus last year?
This is with respect to country or our company?
Balrampur Chini.
So we are holding 1.9 lakh tons of sugar as of 30th September.
And last year?
Last year it was around 2.4 lakh.
2.4. So we have a lower inventory.
Yeah, that I understood. As in, how many months will you take to deplete this? For example, you will take 2 months, 1.5 months, around that. If you could tell us more.
That will be a function of quota release, but it looks like 2.5 months.
Ah, right.
Will get liquidated.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ankit Gupta from Acme Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. So just to understand the quota part, you mentioned the presentation Maharashtra quota was much higher than the UP quota. Just to understand why is it so, and do we expect this to change in the second half?
So see, government plays it out sometimes. Overall, it does not lead to such a bad impact.
Okay.
It's not a really big event you should track.
Okay. Understood, sir. And sir, second, just to understand, I'm new to sugar. Why are the exports volume zero for this quarter, and they were zero for the last year also for the Q2?
We opted not to export in physical form.
Yeah. We sold
because of the higher domestic prices, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Understood. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bhavin Chheda from Enam Holdings. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Vivek and the team. Excellent presentation giving global and domestic database. So just I was seeing the global slide, the rest of world production is projected to go up from 65 million to 72 million. So can you throw light in any specific country, or this is a balancing number, or again we can have a negative surprise here and there could be more shortages globally?
Thailand is expected to go up by 3 million ton minimum.
2.
Thailand 3.
Okay, 3.
So Pramod, this is ex-Thailand. I am seeing your slide number 7. Yeah, Thailand.
So that's the balancing figure.
Sorry. Yeah, Thailand is expected to go from 8 to 10, and then last is rest of the world. Rest of the world is expected to grow from 65 million to 72. So that's a very big rise of 7 million.
Balancing figure.
Yeah, it's a balancing number.
Yeah, balancing.
So there can also again be a risk of how the rest of the world performs, and global tightness can go up, right?
Yeah, that we need to see how the weather plays out.
Okay. And second thing, just on this ethanol pricing. So expectation of the industry for ethanol price to go up is purely based on increasing FRP and increase in SMP by UP, or is there a historic formula why ethanol prices should keep going up every year?
So it's basically central government price. It's all determined. The mother product is FRP.
Okay, because the FRP has been increased, so logically it should be a higher ethanol.
So if you check trends, you will see a certain relationship in the percentage movement also.
Sure, but this time what has happened is that now UP SMP is increased more than the FRP. So would industry lobby for slightly higher prices, or because the sugar prices have gone up, so it's fine?
So if you see last year when FRP was raised, UP did not raise cane price at all.
Okay. So despite that, the ethanol prices had gone up, right?
Exactly.
Sure. And what's the update on the power case which has been going on, power tariff case?
Power tariff case, we continue to mention, we've not even got a date. So it's basically, it was Corona, now we are pushing very hard again.
So it is in High Court, Supreme Court, where is it?
High Court.
Okay, High Court. Okay. And last one, I missed out on the power merchant sale number which you are eyeing in 22 and 23.
So we have not given any guidance.
We have no ability.
Yeah.
Post 23, which complete the period. So then we have a choice.
After 23, the PPAs are over. Then we have a choice.
Not all PPAs. Not all. Some. At that point of time, we'll take a call.
Okay. And in terms of crushing, you are giving guidance slightly higher than last year.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot and
Thank you.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Anupam Goswami from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Congratulations on the great set of numbers. So my first question is on the now that we are looking at a 20% blending, I'm to understand that it is only possible with a aggressive cane juice program. And right now the situation, what looks like cane juices, it's a lesser profitability than B-heavy route. So do we expect a higher pricing scenario from the government on a hike of cane juice based ethanol? And how is that likely to happen given that it's already 62 and petrol prices are also at high? So further hike, how much that is possible?
So it would not be possible to get into that kind of thing right now. But yes, point well taken. But cane juice and BA are not very different. So it's not very different.
Okay.
Yeah, but we will continue to put this point forward, which you did. It's a relevant point.
All right. And so my next question is, now that your bulk of the expansion coming at November 2022, that's during the crushing season. And do we see the grain-based plant that is coming? Do we see that after 23, when the season gets over, that's going to commission from there?
No, plant gets commissioned together. It gets used after, let's say, in April, May 20.
Okay. And when do we expect to start crushing this for this season coming?
I mentioned in the call, East UP around the 25th. One plant has started just yesterday, one now 17. 8 around the 25th.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That was all.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ria from Equitas. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I just had one question. I understand that since our diversion for ethanol is going high, so our cost of production, the denominator gets reduced. But is there any other reason why our cost of production is so inflated?
Yeah, so whatever, economies of scale, fixed costs, a lower crushing causes that. Whatever little escalation has happened. And the moment we keep crushing higher and higher, that would get tapered down.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Saket Kapoor from Kapoor and Company. Please go ahead.
Yeah, namaskar, sir, and thank you for this opportunity. Sir, firstly, when you have put the numbers for ISMA for this year's production for sugar, sir, what has been the contribution from southern India, sir, and what is the comparative number for last year? I think the crop availability is better than what it was for the last season.
So that breakup we don't have because at this point in time we don't know what would be the tender quantity. So that
basically Maharashtra is going up, UP is coming down a little. Yeah. The basic mathematics for this year is Maharashtra is going to go up very high comparatively. UP will come down a little bit.
And what about Tamil Nadu, the Karnataka region, sir?
Nothing more meaningful.
Nothing meaningful. Okay. So because they were guiding for small players were looking for better availability, cane availability, and they were guiding for better numbers. So I thought if there is a marked difference, not a marked difference.
No, not at all.
Okay. Sir, when we look at this grain-based ethanol, so are there stringent norms than what it is from the sugarcane, the starchy route? Are the rules very different? More certifications and things are made tough when we are when it is routed through the grain route. Any thought process on that, sir?
Nothing.
Right, sir. And how is the ASG play, sir? It's a misnomer, sir. Thank you for correcting me. And sir, and lastly, sir, how the ESG part is playing out in this entire theme for ethanol blending, taking into account consumption of water and thereby the environment part.
So as far as the sugar industry is concerned, we are in cogeneration. We are using molasses for ethanol, which is a green fuel. And for water requirement, I think the government has reduced the consumption requirement for water, and which has been very well adopted by the industry, and it is now on a lower side.
Right, sir. Sir, lastly, just to conclude, for the grain-based part, sir, do you think the tendering and the availability of the same will be in distant future, or it will be upstream? What is the work on the ground level, and are we doing any retrofitting in our distilleries in the off season for and routing the same through the grains also?
Just to be clear, grain we are only putting up in Mirzapur, which will come in play. The distillery will get commissioned in November. The rest we would have our own molasses by 22.
Right. So there is no issue of there is no provision for retrofitting it in the lean season.
We don't need. We will have enough cane. We don't need.
Okay. Thank you for the answer. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. I now hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Thank you, everybody, for being with us on the call. And should you need any more clarification, Pramod and we are always there. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Balrampur Chini Mills Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your line. Thank you.